Hi, everyone. Michael with you, here to recap more Cleveland Indians games for you. As let's take a look back at what's happened this past week. Friday was the start of another set of games against a National League Central opponent, the St. Louis Cardinals, in the Show Me State. The Indians started off very well against Daniel Ponce de Leon. With one out in the top of the first, Jose Ramirez drew a walk. Francisco Lindor's hit to right field created a first and third situation. When Lindor took second, he advanced to third, and Cardinals catcher Yadier Molina's throw was offline. Francisco scored the icebreaker. After Ponce de Leon lost Carlos Santana, Franmil Reyes drove in his seventh home run, which completed a four-run half inning for the road team. Because Jordan Luplow and Roberto Perez also found base, it was a short outing for the 28-year-old right-handed pitcher who only got two outs. Triston McKenzie was given the big cushion. He did concede singles to Paul DeJong and Brad Miller, but threw a goose egg in his first inning on the mound. After Jake Woodford took the hill to get the final out of the first, Cleveland kept their foot on the gas pedal. Cesar Hernandez and Ramirez both got hits. Initially, they were unable to add to their tally as Lindor grounded into a fielder's choice. Hernandez was out at the plate, and so was Ramirez at second. Francisco would advance into scoring position on a wild pitch. The inning was left up to Carlos Santana. He came through with his launch to the right side of the ballpark for two more runs for six without reply. McKenzie lost the shutout in the St. Louis second as Dexter Fowler went deep to right center field, which made it 6-2. Perez and Delino DeShields both added singles in the top half of the third, but there would be no more scoring until two innings later. Junior Fernandez became the third Cardinals hurler. Franmil Reyes led off with an extra base hit. He was driven in following Tyler Naquin's first long ball of the year. Cam Hill pitched a scoreless bottom of the fifth. Then the bats went back to work. The bases were loaded with nobody out following Ramirez and Carlos Santana walks and a Lindor double. Reyes was back at the plate, and he delivered with an RBI single to center to score two, putting Cleveland into double digits run-wise. Later, with runners on first and second and two down, Roberto Perez was up against Ricardo Sanchez. He added to the hit parade with a single to get Santana in. DeShields followed with a double to get Reyes from second for the 12th Indians run. The top of the seventh also was one that Jose Ramirez led off for two bases. A ball moved him 90 feet, then scored on Yu Chang's ground ball out for a baker's dozen by Cleveland. The bases would be reloaded after Santana, Sandy Leon, and Naquin reached. Jordan Luplow flew the ball far enough to center to record the sacrifice fly. Adam Plutko ended up pitching the final four innings to polish off a 14-2 victory and got credit for a save. Hill was scored as the winning pitcher, and Ponce de Leon went winless in three decisions. Saturday, the Indians could not have asked for a better start to proceedings as the second batter of the game, Jose Ramirez, hit the ball out of the park against Jack Flaherty. Carlos Carrasco managed to consolidate the advantage even after a two-out double by Paul Goldschmidt. Carrasco and Flaherty were able to keep the hits and walks down in this pitcher's duel. The visiting side almost added to the lead with runners on first and second and one out. Jose Ramirez's base hit was not enough to drive in a run because Sandy Leon was tagged by Molina at the plate. With two runners in scoring position, Francisco Lindor became the third out after his ground ball went to Tommy Edman, who threw to Paul Goldschmidt at first. The St. Louis Cardinals put a threat together in the fourth as Goldschmidt hit his way on base. Then Brad Miller drew ball four. Carrasco, though, forced Yadier Molina to ground into a double play as Cesar Hernandez collected the ground ball and then threw to Lindor for the force at second, then threw to Carlos Santana at first to end the fourth inning. Hernandez hit a single in the fifth, but the half inning came to nothing. Genesis Cabrera took Jack Flaherty's place in the top of the sixth. Lindor led off with a base on balls, then swiped second with one away, and then third on the sequence following Molina's errant throw. Still, Franmil Reyes and Tyler Naquin were unsuccessful in extending the inning, keeping the game at 1-0. The Cardinals had to go back to the bullpen as Austin Gomber entered proceedings because of Cabrera's hand injury. He lost Domingo Santana and Leon with nobody out in the top of the 7th. After Greg Allen lined out to Tyler O'Neill in left, Delino DeShields, who ran for Santana, got his hand caught in the cookie jar as Matt Carpenter made the tag at third base. Then Hernandez hit a ground ball, and Paul DeJong caught Edmonds' throw at second to send the teams to the 7th inning stretch. James Karinchak entered the fray but could not keep the lid on the blender. Brad Miller reached base on ball 4, then Molina hit a single to right field. After Karinchak got Dexter Fowler looking at strike 3, Matt Carpenter scored Miller from third for an RBI hit. Molina would be left at second following O'Neill and Harrison Bader strikeouts. The latter necessitated a Leon throw from home plate to Carlos Santana to complete the third out. Phil Maton had a shutdown 8th inning, then Oliver Perez performed in the 9th to get the game into extras. DeShields was placed in scoring position with the new rule, but was out on a fielder's choice. Leon would be replaced at first by Yu Chang. The pinch runner advanced on a pass ball. Then John Gant, who started the inning, walked Greg Allen. Still, the second run proved elusive once again as both Hernandez and Ramirez put the ball in play, but were forced to retreat to the dugout. Perez stayed on the mound, having to be mindful of Dexter Fowler behind his fleshly presence. Carpenter's fly ball put the right fielder 90 feet from victory, following Nick Whitgren's inclusion. Colton Wong pinch hit for Tyler O'Neill and would be placed on first intentionally. Dylan Carlson took the place of Harrison Bader. Fowler stayed at third when Carlson hit the ball to Lindor for the force play at second. Tommy Edman was struck by a pitch to fill the bases. Whitgren pitched out of the jam by getting Paul DeJong to pop out, sending the game into the 11th inning. It was Jose Ramirez's turn to stand at second base. He would no longer occupy it after pitcher Alex Reyes threw the ball waywardly with 2 outs. Jose was left at third after Reyes swung at strike 3. Paul DeJong was aboard for St. Louis to start the home half inning. Paul Goldschmidt was the first out with no advancement. Miller was given the free pass, which worked out well because Yadier Molina ground into a play that turned 2. Lindor, Hernandez, and Carlos was the order of the relay. Mike Freeman was the next one up to take up residence in scoring position in place of Franmil Reyes. Meanwhile, Alex Reyes, pitcher number 6 for the Cardinals, he was that in Saturday's tilt. Tyler Naquin, the first batter of the 12th, hit his 6th double, and finally Cleveland had a lead to show for all the chances presented to them. DeShields put down a sacrifice bunt to put the right fielder 90 feet from home, but neither Roberto Perez nor Allen could drive him in. Brad Hand got the call in the bottom of the 12th and would make a meal out of things. He threw a wild pitch, putting Molina to third. Hand would keep him there because Fowler grounded out. Then Carpenter did likewise. At the end of the sequence, Molina was tagged out on the third baseline, which completed a game-ending double play. Though Karinchak blew a save, Whitgren was victorious and went to double digits in saves, and Alex Reyes was defeated. Sunday was a chance to go for the sweep. Early on, things were looking good when Roberto Perez in the bottom of the first threw to Jose Ramirez to tag Tommy Edman, attempting to steal third. The momentum carried over into the top of the second as Tyler Naquin took Adam Wainwright deep to right for a 2-run homer. Aaron Civale and the Cleveland Indians were unable to get the 1-2-3 inning to keep the wind in their sails. After retiring Brad Miller, 2 hits from the bats of DeJong and Molina created a first and third situation. After Matt Carpenter was walked, Dexter Fowler made it 2-all on his double to right field. The next batter, Dylan Carlson, went the same direction to plate 2 more runs. Carlson was caught stealing later as Lindor applied the glove to him after Perez's throw, which helped prevent a longer inning. DeShields and Ramirez were left on base with Lindor and Carlos Santana at the dish in the top of the third. St. Louis were gifted another run. It was set up after Goldschmidt doubled and later advanced to third. Civale made a slight twitch on the mound. One of the umpires spotted it, and the balk made the score 5-2. Cesar Hernandez hit a 2-out ground rule double down the left side, but Wainwright struck out Ramirez. The score stayed the same through 5 thanks to Paul Goldschmidt hitting into a double play. The combination of Lindor, Hernandez, and Carlos were involved again after the Cardinals had runners on the corners. Savali worked around a DeYoung double in the St. Louis sixth, but the Cleveland Bats were unable to solve Wainwright since the second inning. In the bottom of the seventh, Fowler hit the ball out to right center field for a solo home run. Next inning, DeYoung and Molina recorded back-to-back hits to increase the margin to 7-2. Adam Wainwright got the complete game as he went to 3-0 Sunday. Savali went under 500 for the year. Monday, the Indians were in Kansas City to play the Royals. Brad Keller and Shane Bieber were on the hill. Neither team had major traffic on the bases until the top of the third. With 2 outs, Cesar Hernandez took ball 4, then went to second by taking advantage of a Keller wild delivery. Jose Ramirez hit a ground ball right to Ryan O'Hearn, unassisted for the out. Both pitchers were on point. Then in the top of the 7th, there was some offense. Carlos Santana and Franmil Reyes delivered consecutive one-out hits to put Cleveland ahead 1-0. The run chased Brad out of the game for Jesse Hahn. Kansas City's second pitcher threw a wild pitch while dealing with his second batter, which moved Reyes 90 feet from home. Jordan Luplow popped out, and Cleveland had to settle for one. Phil Maton came in for Shane Bieber, gave up a base hit to Alex Gordon to start the bottom of the 7th. He struck out Adalberto Mondesi, but then hit Nicky Lopez to put 2 runners on. Ryan McBroom came in to pinch hit for Cam Gallagher for the Royals. Maton was able to get a called third strike, and that would be his last batter. Nick Whitgren came in and got some help from his teammate as Luplow caught Whit Merrifield's line drive to left to preserve the lead. Scott Barlow got the first 2 outs, but the Indians strung together hits by Hernandez and Ramirez in the 8th, but Francisco was retired. Kansas City broke through a half an inning later as James Karinchak lost Hunter Dozier and Jorge Soler. James got the better of Ryan O'Hearn for out number 1. Then the next hitter was Mikhail Franco, and his RBI single plated Dozier to tie the game. That was it for Karinchak as he gave way to Adam Cimber. Bubba Starling, who entered the game in the 7th to pinch run for Alex Gordon, who was the right-hander, faced. Starling drove in another run, and the Royals were ahead 2-1. Cimber put away Mondesi, and Ramirez caught Lopez's pop fly to move the game to the 9th inning. Greg Holland was the 4th pitcher for the home team. After Carlos Santana could not hit the ball far enough, Franmil Reyes went to center field for a 1-out double. Oscar Mercado took Reyes' spot at second, but he would stay there because Naquin went down on strikes as Josh Naylor grounded out to end the game. Barlow got his second win. Holland added a save while Karinchak was tagged with a loss. Tuesday, Cleveland took out their frustration to the tune of 18 hits. They seized the initiative against Matt Harvey. Cesar Hernandez led off with a base knocked. 2 batters later, Francisco Lindor went deep to right field to get the Indians ahead. The 5th hitter was Reyes, and he took the ball far to center field to complete a 3-run first inning. Zach Plesac was solid as he kept piling up zeros early on. The top of the 2nd included a Naylor hit followed by Roberto Perez's first home run, which made it 5-0. DeShields and Hernandez both had successful at-bats. Then Jose Ramirez took ball 4, which ended Harvey's outing. With the bases loaded, they did not add to it versus Carlos Hernandez. Reyes added a double in the 5th, but the score did not change. Plesac worked around his first true Kansas City threat in the bottom half of the frame. Lopez and Starling found base with 2 outs, but Tyler Naquin was in right field to catch Maybris Valoria's line drive to keep the shutout intact. In the 6th, DeShields delivered a 1-out hit against Chase Adams, then moved up a base after a wild pitch. 2 batters later was Ramirez. He got a single, then rounded first, but his rundown was long enough that Delino came home before the third baseman felt the glove of Adams for the 3rd out. Plesac did concede a long ball to Hunter Dozier, but got out of the 6th before yielding to the Cleveland bullpen. Carlos Santana and Franmil Reyes both got on after hits to the right side. Randy Rosario came in to pitch after a rain delay. Naquin earned a sacrifice fly. Naylor and Perez each recorded RBI hits to make the score 9-1. Dominic Leone took care of the Kansas City Bats in the 7th. Cleveland added one more thanks to Ramirez's 8th home run of the year. Cal Quantrill got the final 6 outs to ice the game. Plesac is 2-1, while Harvey remained winless. Wednesday, Tristan McKenzie and Jacob Junis got the ball. Both got through the first unscathed. Cleveland would ask questions of the Royals. Reyes singled to right, then Naquin launched his third home run to center. It was 2-0. In the fourth, Lindor and Naquin were stranded. Next inning, Junis was not on the hill as he injured his arm, so Kyle Zimmer was called into action. Roberto Perez of the Indians also had to leave due to an injured shoulder in the fifth. McKenzie gave up hits to Ryan McBroom and Gordon with one out, but trouble was averted when Mondesi grounded to Carlos Santana. He threw to Jose Ramirez to get Mondesi, then the shortstop was out at first, which completed a double play. 2 innings later, Phil Maton pitched the seventh. With Dozier on after being walked to start the half inning, there was one out after O'Hearn struck out. Franco then hit a ground ball to Cesar Hernandez, who threw to Francisco Lindor at second, then to Santana at first to complete a double play. Jorge Soler of the Royals got injured in the top of the eighth. Whitgren had a 1-2-3 bottom of the eighth. Then Cleveland added some insurance runs in the ninth versus Scott Barlow. Lindor and Reyes made it first and third for Tyler Naquin. The right fielder made no mistake hitting the ball far to right center for a 5-0 lead. Brad Hand did the rest in a non-save situation for the final 3 outs. McKenzie is 2-0, while Junis' first decision ended in defeat. Cleveland resumes play tomorrow night against an old American League Central team from yesteryear as they host the Milwaukee Brewers. The Friday and Saturday fixtures are just after 6 Central and 10 minutes past 12 Sunday afternoon. That series finale is nationally televised for ESPN. As for the pitchers, Friday will showcase Corbin Burns and Carlos Carrasco. The next day features Brandon Woodruff and Aaron Civale. Brett Anderson and Shane Bieber get the ball on Sunday. 4 straight days with Kansas City again, this time in Cleveland, are set for 5:10 Central, Monday through Thursday. The divisional standings show the Indians on top at 23-14, followed by the 22-15 Chicago White Sox, 22-16 Minnesota Twins, 17-17 Detroit Tigers, and the 14-23 Kansas City Royals. As for the other 5 divisions, the order reads Rays, Yankees, Blue Jays, Orioles, Red Sox in the East. The West is comprised of the Athletics, Astros, Mariners, Rangers, and Angels. Over in the National League, the Braves, Phillies, Marlins, Mets, and Nationals go 1 through 5 in the East. The Central has the Cubs, Cardinals, Brewers, Reds, and Pirates. Last but not least, the West shows Dodgers, Padres, Rockies, Giants, and Diamondbacks. Please check out the Facebook group North Texas Browns Backers page and hit the like button for the latest updates there. God willing, the Browns and Ravens will be kicking off in Baltimore for Week 1 a week from Sunday. The game starts just after 12 Central Time. There are more details about where we plan on meeting, so please visit the group page to learn more. So, again, go to Facebook and type North Texas Browns Backers in Facebook, and you'll get more information there. The text of this blog is available at http://www.mjbalesta2.wordpress.com. I am on Twitter and Instagram at mjbalesta2 and on Facebook at Michael Balesta. Archive videos on YouTube can be found by searching Michael Balesta Roman numeral 2. And if you could, I would love your feedback on the comments section. And if you like what you see, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Hope you have a safe and blessed week. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.